Oh God.
Let's see if something will come out of my mouth.
Uh,
Uh, uh.
Good morning. Magandang umaga. Good morning.
Well, nice to hear my voice too. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it does sound so much better. Thank God.
What
I was
about you,
getting
though?
worried there
How's
later. I mean,
your
earlier.
your health status lately? Anything bothering you? How's the weather there?
Jesus Christ, it's like barbecue season in your area right now. It's ridiculous how hot it is. Over here, it's been people are getting sick. It's up and down. It's sunny, it's hot, and then it's cold like today, right? But that's not really it hasn't bothered me yet health wise, but what's been bothering me is the last 2 days is I have not slept because we have a king size bed. Okay.
Mm.
The baby, the 4 year old toddler, and the dog sleeps on the bed with us. Usually I'm comfortable because they're all sleeping and occupying the wife's side, right? But
Okay.
now I'm literally sleeping on maybe enough space where I'm sideways like that because the daughter is always digging in my side trying to get under me for some reason, and the same thing with the dog is always sleeping on my leg for the last 2 days, and every hour she'll move and smack you on the face. She'll dig her feet on your back, and then the dog will do the same thing, and I'm like I'm like dying over here because I've only gotten maybe 5 hours, 4 hours of sleep the past
Here
two, the cumulative.
in the Philippines or sa jeep, will say something like, "Oh, yung upo mo, 10 piso na." You know,
Oh my god!
you're lying down. It's a little,
Right.
it's cramping up everybody else's fare. So it's a little too much. Yeah, my kid used to sleep like he used to like to climb. He turns it into Mount Everest. He likes to
Yeah,
climb
man.
on the pillow and make the pillow his bed, which is naturally where my head would be.
Right.
So 9 times out of 10, I'd wake up with his ass like right beside my face, like
I
right,
know.
and then with a with a soiled diaper.
Oh god. Oh, the
But that's
worst is
sweet
like
though.
kicking you.
That's yeah, that's sweet though. With your daughter trying to like cramp up. Is it cold? Like with the dog trying to cramp up
No, I
and
don't know what it is. I think they used to do it to AC. So I'm like, okay, I can sleep, whatever. We got all these room, right? And now the last 2 days, it's happening to me, and I don't know why. All of a sudden, she's switching over, and it's so uncomfortable. Imagine
it's
just a foot or an arm or somebody's face digging in your back. Oh, it hurts.
aside from the cramped space, isn't it warmer? Or I mean, is it because it's cold and everybody's trying to get warm? Or
Maybe, you know, but in any case, I end up with no blanket and somebody's ass on my face. Whatever.
hold on, let me see if I could share this screen. Oops, wrong screen. I wanted to share the one with the what do you call this? With the temperature that we got going on here lately. My
Oh
goodness.
my god.
Is this even true? Like we're at the 50s as far
Yeah.
as Celsius is concerned, huh?
Yeah, but
50.
that's
Where is
hot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's crazy.
Right.
It's not even real. So as far as
that that's so
sleeping
hot. It's like 120 degrees basically.
as far as sleeping conditions are concerned here, we're
Look at
sleeping on
that.
our own rooms already.
Oh
Like
my
I don't
god.
want to I don't even want to sleep beside anyone or even with the dog or what. It's like find your own cold spot.
Oh my
The dog
god.
discovered the toilet. The dog discovered the toilet as the coolest room in the
Right, right.
house.
It's so
So I
hot
don't
in
know.
the Philippines right now. I saw a video where somebody's literally cooking breakfast on the ground.
Jeez. Yeah,
He
yeah, it's
had he
crazy.
had a clean slab of rock outside, literally on his backyard, and this is in Manila. All right,
Mm,
cracks an
mm.
egg, cooks his food over there, puts some oil, and I was like, "Wow, that's insane."
Yeah, from COVID to what seems like a heat wave or heat. I don't, it's weird. I haven't heard anyone. I'm sure there's got to be someone dying or being sick from heat stroke.
Right.
but it's crazy. That's the highest. This is the highest that I've seen weather here lately. I took a walk this morning, like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It felt like lunchtime already. I mean, it wasn't as
Jesus.
bright. It
Yeah.
wasn't as bright, but it felt like I was walking around, walking around in a kitchen or in an oven. I took a shower before I even turned off the water. I was already sweating.
Jeez.
You turn on the fan and you're just circulating hot air.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that reminds you of that time. Every time I come home to the Philippines, you're at the airport, and then right before you walk out of the airport, when that door opens up automatically, and all of a sudden that smug heat just sucks you out. Oh, ugh.
Welcome to the Philippines.
Exactly. Two guys from two sides of the world. The flip side with Jay and Noel. You can catch us live online on YouTube and Facebook Monday, Wednesdays, and Sundays. And now, your hosts, Jay and Noel. Oh my God! I was just looking at it too. That's 120, 50 degrees Celsius is 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh my God! That's like
Ito,
desert heat.
ito si Tin hasn't heard my voice in practically in a week.
Ah,
And when she heard the intro, she was like, it's like happy to be back on. Happy to be back hearing the voice with the headset. Ano, sali ka na. Umuhawayan ha. Oh, ayan, naka-on na yung mic
ano
mo.
ba naman away kagad? Diyos ko. Para kayo mga
Ay,
bata.
yung papel, balik mo na rin sa akin.
Ay, umamin ka na.
Anong papel?
Hindi ka pa umaamin sa akin. Pinagalit mo.
Ay, nako.
Ah.
Walang masamang hindi umamin. Walang mawawala sa'yo.
Bakit ganyan
Ah,
talaga ang pagmamahal ko sa'yo?
Jollibee, Philippine national cuisine.
Yes.
Not. What's this about?
This is in regarding to that video. So you sent me these two videos about basically this girl's going around trying out Filipino food, right? I'm trying to find it.
Mm.
For some reason, do you have it up by any chance or easy
Yeah,
access
yeah,
to it?
yeah.
If you could
Hold
share
on a
it, that'd be
second.
great.
Yeah.
So it's actually great watching people go around the Philippines and try out different Filipino foods and whatnot. I love it. To be honest with you, I love watching it. It brings back home to me. The flip side of that is when it comes to here, I don't know about anywhere else. When
Sa
discussing
Jollibee.
Filipino food, why is Jollibee always? It's turning out to be Jollibee as always the first inclination of Filipino food.
Is it?
Sa
At least
Jollibee,
here, that's what I'm
saya.
saying. Ano da?
Well,
Ano?
Sa Jollibee, bida ang saya.
so,
well,
as of late, I have noticed that all of a sudden in the news before, like I mentioned before, Jollibee is being discussed as being the fastest growing fast food in the country over here,
yeah.
and then not fastest growing fat in the country per se, but as an international food, a fast food chain growing quick. And then also when you talk about people, oh yeah, Filipino food. Oh yeah, I tried Jollibee. You know what I
Uh,
mean?
uh, 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 uh.
So
Well,
what? Go ahead.
in fairness lang naman to that idea, I mean, of
Hmm.
course, we're not saying that the Jollibee represents the Philippine cuisine, but in fairness, it's the opposite of how we introduce Filipinos to American food. It's like, you want to try American food? Here's McDonald's.
No, see, that's the thing though. That's a whole different topic on its own because even up to now, when I talk about American food, having a hard time trying to figure out what American food is.
Mm.
Is it steak? Is it fish and chips? Is it do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So in a way, you're kind of right, because I've had this discussion before. Okay, I was talking with somebody, having a sit down with somebody. We were talking about food, and it ended up okay. So what exactly is an American food?
Mm.
I couldn't say anything. I couldn't figure it out. Is it French fries and hot dogs? Is it McDonald's? You know. So
Right.
is it the southern food where it's crabs and seafood boil? I don't know. Steak and mashed potatoes,
Fried chicken.
fried
Bato-bato,
chicken.
Yeah.
bato-bato sa langit,
Oh,
may
so
tamaan,
in
magalit.
comparison, when talking about Filipino food, because the person that I was talking to was actually a Filipino chef, um, it's the same thing. I asked him like, so what exactly is a Filipino dish?
Mm.
What when you talk about French food, it's like escargot type of thing. With when you with or fish and chips. When you're talking about Spanish food, it's tapas. I mean, Spanish in Spain. If you talk about Spanish food, South American food, we're talking about what tacos, burritos, empanadas, whatever. You know what I mean? Does that make any
Mm.
sense?
Influences, yeah.
Right. So for Filipino food itself, when you talk about it, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I've tried Jollibee before.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know. So
So
that being said, what would you consider? Do you think as well? Are you
I
happy
think
as Jollibee being the representation of Filipino food?
there's so many layers to that answer, really. First and foremost, I think Filipinos are happy or proud that we got
Mm.
Jollibee like international. So that's like
Mm-hmm.
one explanation. So it's like both as foreigners and as locals or Filipinos ourselves, it's like, have you tried Jollibee? You gotta try Jollibee. If you're gonna go to the Philippines, you gotta try Jollibee.
I, I hate that.
And we're proud of it because aside from it being convenient and it tastes, good enough for our palate, it's affordable. That's an underlying undisclosed sort of topic
Right.
that is part of the conversation but is not really, I mean, we don't really say it out loud, but secretly I think we're also proud of the fact, aside from it being like an international brand now that it's all
Right.
over the world,
Right.
that it's also affordable. I think that's
Maybe
that's also
is
what.
that like the biggest reason or the main thing why it is so loved?
Yeah, international and affordable.
Right.
Not necessarily because it tastes good, not to say that it tastes good or not. That's besides the point. The point
Mm-hmm.
is that it's affordable. I think that's more important than if it tastes good or not.
That's. I mean, okay. Let's just say price is not an option. I mean, it's not an issue. Okay, the price or the cost is not an issue. Okay,
Mm.
because I don't really get that in the conversation that I've had with others in regards to food, like Filipino food, for example. Um, let's just say price is not an option. Is it still okay to have Jollibee as like your poster child for national food in a way?
Sorry, say again. Is it
Yeah, like
okay for Jollibee to be the poster child for Filipino food?
yeah,
Is that
in
what
a
you
way.
said?
Look, if cost is not a problem and not part of the discussion, sabihin na lang natin, oh yeah, I can afford anything. For example, like I'll eat anything. I can pay everything, right? Let's just say
Yeah,
cost is not an issue. But
the
having to
cost is
hear
not a
when it
factor. Yeah.
comes, here it is. Okay, so what gets to me, not in a bad way necessarily. Okay, when it comes to discussion for Filipino food, it's always as of lately,
Mm.
Jollibee as being like the first mention of it. And I don't like that, because it automatically indicates, okay, Jollibee is like it's Filipino food, that kind of. I don't know, you know. You go to
Yeah,
Las
yun nga.
Vegas right now. You go to Las
Okay.
Vegas. When it comes to Filipino food, they're talking about two places. Either one, Joko's restaurant, not because
Oh,
it's Joko's restaurant, but it's the food is actually pretty good. Um, or two, I think it's called Kawayan or something like that.
I didn't know that he had a restaurant. Okay, and then.
Yeah, so I just don't like the idea of like when it comes to talking about Filipino food or Filipino dish, it's like the number one mention is Jollibee. Did you try the Jollibee spaghetti, which I don't like to begin with? It's too sweet. Yeah.
There's just so many layers to it. I mean, number one, that's the thing that comes up because again, branding, right? Like we don't have branding for adobo or kare kare or
Right.
lechon, which is probably like the top three. We're, that's how branding works,
But
and
it
that's
doesn't
how.
have to be, though. Like I said, when you talk about Spanish food up in Spain or whatever, there's no specific brand. They're talking about tapas. You know, you go to
Right,
Mexico, in Mexico or Central America, there's no specific brand, but the
right.
staple of like tacos, burritos, empanadas, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So for
Maybe
Filipino food,
maybe what you're getting at also is like, have you tried Mexican food? Oh yeah, I've tried Taco Bell.
oh God, Jesus Christ,
Is that what you mean?
that's no. I mean, I guess, but it doesn't have to be. You know?
No, no, no. But is that what you mean? Because there's so many different layers to that answer. So what you're beefing about or what you're complaining about is that
Right,
Jollibee is representing Filipino food, or Jollibee is the first thing that comes to mind.
right.
Kakaiba ang ngiti nyo.
Wow, we have a oh, Noel, may fan ka pala.
Don't we have moderators to like kick out uh, comments that are not part of the discussion right now?
Anyway, go ahead.
Let's ask the people. I mean, if there's anybody listening right now, so what are, I think we should have put a poll up. Like what are
Right.
the main dishes that you think should represent Philippine food? Are we talking
That
because
that's that's what that is. It's Philippine food representation because what's ending up happening is Jollibee is being considered as a representation of Filipino food, which it shouldn't be.
unofficially you're just talking about like
And,
from the
well,
streets?
correct on the streets because the word is Jollibee is the it thing right now. No,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
Yun, yun nga. Listen, give me a second to sort of gather my thoughts because like I said, like it's another one of these things where you're saying one thing, but the real answer is sort of a little bit more
underlying. Yeah,
underlying. And
yeah,
again,
yeah.
I would preface it with saying that that's the first thing that comes to mind because of two things: branding, the B that's easy to remember,
Right.
and number two, that
That's a good one.
we're secretly proud of it as Filipinos. We're secretly proud of it because it's affordable. But but
Right.
but but but
But you know
couple
what I'm
of
trying to
things.
say.
Of course. I mean, I
Okay, okay,
don't
okay.
disagree with you, but what I'm trying to explain to you why that's the thing that comes up first.
Right, right.
And another thing to consider when we're talking about Jollibee being, Philippine national cuisine, when you go to Jollibee, and I don't know how it is in other countries, but when you go to local Jollibees here in the Philippines,
Mm.
there's no kare-kare, there's no
Oh,
lechon, there's no adobo.
that's exactly what I'm saying, though.
There's barely even any pansit. There's palabok, but not like pansit, but pansit like pansit
Right,
bihon or pansit canton. Like dishes that we really eat almost every day because of it's like staple dishes. You know what I mean?
right, right,
So
right.
so it's not representative, but it's the first thing that comes to mind. Are you with me?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's exactly my point. You're absolutely right. It's the first thing that pops up in your mind, which is why it's kind of bothering me because it shouldn't be. You
Eh,
know,
Is it insulting to your Filipino-ness?
I, it to me a little bit actually,
What
because
does
that's like
Joey?
saying American food is McDonald's when it's not. I
It
still don't know
is.
what it is, but I don't think it's McDonald's.
That's what I mean. Since we don't have a specific one, let's just default to Jollibee. Number one, it's easy to
You
remember,
can't
and
do that.
number two, it's easy to remember, and number two, it's affordable.
So, so how would you explain like okay, we can default Mexican food to Taco Bell? Really? Would they want that?
Again, I would highlight the fact that there is no adobo in local Jollibee uh, branches. So that's one thing that like what? Like how could you not have adobo in in Jollibee. We don't.
Right.
But because, of course, naturally, you know, the way I would answer that, Jollibee doesn't want to compete with the Carinderia adobo. Like why it's not going to anyway.
I
So
guess.
they're smart about that. They're not going to compete with it. Number two, it's not going to cost the same. How much is adobo sa Carinderia? 75? Magkano yun
What?
how
Like, hold
much?
on, hold on. That is that adobo pork or chicken or what?
Chicken and adobo, pwede mix kasi.
Pareho na yun. Chicken and pork.
That's
If
not
that was
75 pesos is not bad. It's like a
yeah,
dollar 50.
Price na yun.
if that was Jollibee prices, if they turned Jollibee, if Jollibee came up with adobo in local Jollibees, it would be 59, 69 or something like that. 99? Paano mo alam 99? Because the one piece chicken daw is 99 already.
For Jollibee?
Oo. Oo.
So
Because
that's
siguro malaki.
$2.
Kung maliit lang yung
Ang
maliit
mahal
lang
naman
yung
yata nun.
yun na nga,
$1?
which is probably why they don't compete with the Carinderia adobo, because the Carinderia adobo will end up being cheaper than the Jollibee if it was Jollibee prices. So that's one thing to consider, I think.
That's pretty expensive.
Let's put a let's
a
park
pin.
that. Let's put a
Okay.
pin on that. Let's look at the video real quick that we're sort of referring to, and then maybe we can sort of gather our thoughts
Yeah,
here
yeah. Go ahead.
on this video that I wanted to that we were looking at. So this is Booty Bop or something like that. I forget her name, but yes, I first
Okay.
caught her. I think she was doing like midnight snacks when she was living in New York or something like
Right.
that. She's
Right.
Korean. She's traveled around and that kind of thing. And then she happened to be in the Philippines the past couple of weeks. And I shared this video with you because you were complaining to me that
Oh,
Filipino food is not recognized enough in general. In general.
yes. It's not. It's not recognized enough.
But I love the fact that she went to Jollibee
Right.
and it basically boiled your blood.
Although, if I may preface real quick, and if I may say real quick, the only place here, the only Jollibee here in the States that actually has the similar customer service that that staple in the Jollibee in the Philippines is Virginia
Mm.
Beach. Then again, I've only been to one Jollibee in California, but that horrible experience was another story in its own. Anyway, go ahead.
Customer service is what you're comparing? What do you mean customer service?
You know how you walk in a Jollibee in the Philippines. It's like Jolly Day or whatever type of thing, right? And they're actually everybody is actually helpful and everybody's doing
happy.
something.
Yes.
Yes,
Happy. Oh.
you're not gonna see that here. The only place I've seen that here is in Virginia Beach. That's it. Everywhere
see.
else, even the one that opened up 20 minutes from my house, 15 minutes from my house, sucks. Okay, it's horrible. The people look like they hate their lives. There's always no palabok or whatever. I can name a number of things I can complain about that place.
We're not going to look at the whole thing.
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
play a few minutes, a few seconds of it, and then I want to tell you a little something about this Jollibee branch.
Are you
All right.
allowed to come out of the school and order outside food when you go to school in the Philippines?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. It must be super popular with all the students.
Oh yes, so much.
Yeah. What's your favorite order?
Chicken joy and spaghetti.
Okay, we're definitely getting that. And what about for dessert? What's your favorite dessert?
Peach mango pie.
I cannot wait to try. I'm buzzing with
I
excitement.
love that peach mango pie
Jollibees
thing.
really do be beloved. The quality of my jokes are going.
Yeah.
Booty.
Queen bee in the house. Okay, come down here. So, a little game plan before we order. I can't order everything off the menu because then I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah, excuse me. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to interject that they did a couple of videos in Cebu. The other video, maybe if we have a chance to share it later, she was eating street food in Cebu. This other video, though, the one that we're looking at right now, it's about Jollibee. This is also in Cebu, and it's in Capitol, in
The
middle
capital of Cebu.
yeah, the capital, as in the main quadrangle, like
Right.
Times
Okay,
Square
gotcha.
of Cebu. They call
Right.
it Capitol, and it's a big quadrangle. They have all these what do you call this, hospitals there, that kind of thing. I've actually
Right.
been to this particular branch. Is what I wanted to share. And she's going to be trying out. Yeah, she's going to have like a little. What do you call this? Let's skip to that right now. Actually, maybe we
Mhm,
can just go
mhm.
back to the counter later. But the whole point is that I wanted to share here is that. Ooh, yeah. Uh,
Oh, oh,
have you tried
oh.
this
No,
tuna
but I
pie?
don't plan to. it does.
Okay.
It does not look interesting whatsoever.
Another thing worth mentioning when we say tuna pie, this is another thing that we don't locals usually have on a regular. Okay,
So
like I said a while ago, regular food would be like adobo, kare-kare, maybe lechon,
Right.
that kind of
Right.
thing. Tuna pie is not something that we would get every day. It's
I
not
don't think
a
anybody
regular
would want to
everyday.
eat pie. That's tuna pie. That's just not.
So that's one of the things that she tried. Is it called mukbang when you're gonna try to all these food in front of you? That's what she's doing on this segment.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is
yeah.
one
It's-
of the menu items that are not available outside of Philippines. I'm a little
glad.
excited, but also scared at the same time.
that does not
I
look.
think the blue line on this is so crazy. I guess they were trying
It's like siopaw. You just mark
Mm.
it if it's bola bola or adobo.
Well,
to
in
like,
Jollibee's
like
case,
bluefin tuna, and
Mm.
also a good.
yeah, it's just an indication for them to tell the difference between it's a tuna inside, not mango peach.
Yeah. Okay. The real reason why I wanted to share this video with you and not skip it in case we run out of time is I'll just jump to the chase. Of course, check out the video from Doobie Doobap is the name of the
Mhm.
channel, right? So she's trying Jollibee for the first time, and she's in Cebu, and she's got another video in Cebu. This is the only one that she actually didn't like. Did you watch the video?
I have not seen this part.
Okay. This is the one that she actually didn't like, and the reason why I wanted to show it to you, it'll pop up. You'll see.
All right. Oh, you need to turn it on.
Let's
she-
leave it at that.
So
Not
she tried
my
it already.
favorite. Okay, I need a.
Right there.
Oh my
Really?
God.
Remember this guy?
Yeah, Blanco.
Yeah. But you see what I mean? Like, this is the thing that we were commenting about eating food that you don't like. So
Mhm.
that guy went viral because he spat it out and he was like, it's disgusting.
Look at the
And
difference, right?
Exactly. So I'll just play this segment again. So she's showing
Yeah.
the tuna.
Food-based filling inside. There's a bit of onions and carrots and tuna. It's like a tuna casserole inside a puff pastry. I've never ever had tuna in a fast food setting before, so I'm definitely a little scared, but life is all about trying.
I love it.
Let's leave it at that. Not
Let's leave it.
I
let's
love
leave
it.
at that.
Exactly. And then cue the Betty Blanco picture real quick. Play that.
my favorite. Okay, I need
That's
a
awesome how she did that, by the way. That is so awesome.
Yeah. See? So here we since we're on the screen also. So on the far left is that palabok. Yeah, we
Yeah, it
have
looks
that
like
every
it.
now and then.
Yeah.
Fried chicken. I think they only did that because McDonald's was doing so good on fried chicken.
Oh,
This
really?
is just my interpretation, okay? McDonald's was doing so well with fried chicken that Jollibee had to come up with their own fried chicken.
But Jollibee is fried chicken.
No,
What are you talking about?
no. What I wanted to get at is that is fried chicken, or is it the other way around? Maybe Jollibee came up with fried chicken, and then
No.
McDonald's came up with it.
In the Philippines, yes, that's correct. Because I there was actually a documentary on it. I think it was YouTube, where McDonald's changes their menu based on where they have that branch as well. So there's only food like McDonald's came up with fried chicken in McDonald's in the Philippines because Jollibee is too popular.
Okay, the chicken is too popular. But so
Correct.
you mean to say there's no fried chicken in McDonald's
Here?
in the US or
Hell
other
no.
places?
No.
Okay. So I had that around the other way around.
Right.
Um, besides all the, it's funny. Like so, all the stuff that we're looking at here, maybe except for the fried chicken,
Mm. And then
and
that's
then
burger
maybe
steak that I can see.
burger stick. Yeah, those are
And of
not
course, your
like.
jolly spaghetti.
You see, here's the. I think here's the answer to your question and your complaint about Jollibee being, the first thing that we mention when we say,
Right.
"Have you tried Filipino food? Have you tried Jollibee?"
Right.
Maybe the reason is because we don't think of Jollibee as like kare kare or lechon, like as these two different dishes, or
Mhm.
adobo, this third different dish. We think of Jollibee as this one big plate, table in front of us, like the way this lady has.
Maybe actually, now that you mentioned that, maybe they equate Jollibee and put Jollibee in the same level as sisig, adobo, caldereta type of thing.
Yun nga, but not the Jollibee chicken or not the Jollibee spaghetti specifically. It's all of Jollibee, all of
Correct. All of Jollibee. Yeah, I think you're right on that. Maybe that's what it is. They put Jollibee as a whole into the same level as, like I said, sisig, kare-kare, pancit canton type of thing, and consider it, again, Jollibee being as a whole, as an actual Filipino food, not as fast food.
and then in the back of our
That's a good point.
minds, somewhere in the back of our minds, we're thinking, we're not sure if you're gonna like, we're not sure if you're going to like kare kare because, eh,
Mm.
I don't know if you're gonna like adobo. It's safe, but we're not sure. But we're sure you're gonna like Jollibee because it's all over the world, and there's a lot of people. There's already that
Yeah.
guarantee that people are going to like it. So it's a
Right,
safe
right.
answer. I'm curious though. Let's take a quick break from that. I'm curious what's Jokoy serving in his restaurant in Vegas.
I've never been, to be honest with you. Hold on, let me take a look. Joe Coy,
Sorry to put you on the
Vegas.
spot, but
No, restaurant.
I didn't know that he had a restaurant
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah. Oh, it's called Carved. Oh no, it's not. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not called Carved.
As in
What?
Jokoy, the Filipino comedian.
The Filipino comedian. I don't know. Apparently, maybe it's closed already.
Oh,
Or I don't know. I can't seem to find it.
yeah. I searched Jokoy's restaurant, and then Jollibee pops up. Right?
No way. Did it
I'm
really?
just, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Let's see if
Hold on,
something
hold
comes
on.
up.
Oh, Joko's mom's restaurant. It's his mom's restaurant, I guess. But I don't know what it's called. I can't seem to find it. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting though.
What's the feeling that you get about Jollibee when you hear it? It's like, is foreigners themselves also? I mean, Americans are also thinking that. Have you tried Filipino food? Have you tried Jollibee?
See, you know what? In fairness to Jollibee, so like I said, there's a Jollibee that opened up 15, 20 minutes away from me, the closest one to me. When you go in there, it's all types of people. There's black people, Mexican people, white people. Any kind of culture you can think of, I've probably seen it there at one point or the other. So when I go in there, I wonder sometimes, okay, do these people consider this as like, staple of Filipino food? I don't know. Maybe I should try to ask that. I should probably do a segment on that. You know what? I probably will. Anyway, so I don't know. Is it a representation to them of Filipino food? I really don't know. Before, honestly, when you talk about Filipino food, adobo, pancit, and lumpia are the three things that I hear on all occasions or all the time. Oh yeah, I love the adobo and the lumpia. The Chinese egg roll. No. or or the pancit, what do you call that noodles? The pancit. They always say it's for long life. When you go to a Filipino party, they're always saying you need pancit because it's for long life. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
It's interesting though because I don't know much about Philippine cuisine, no, but as far as I understand, all that pancit and everything is all like Chinese influence, which
Correct.
is awesome.
Right.
It's not really a problem. But what I'm saying is like, what are the Filipino dishes that are not influenced, like heavily influenced by Chinese or Spanish? Those are the
Well,
ones that I wanted to look into also.
definitely caldereta, for example, or sisig,
Mm.
you know.
But when you talk about, here's the problem though. If you have something like that, it's either you find it in a carinderia, which you're not going to find in the
Correct.
U.S.,
Mhm.
or you're going to find it in a high class, high end restaurant that I don't know Gordon Ramsay would come up with. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That no one will be able to afford.
Here
So
here
safe,
is
safe bet, Jollibee, right smack in the middle.
I wouldn't even consider that. If I'm in the Philippines, for example, and people want to, I take them to a carinderia. Honestly, I
If
would
you
not.
could, if you
Well,
could,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna take, like, for example, I have a foreigner that comes to visit me in the Philippines, or I take somebody there as a foreigner. Forget Jollibee. That's not Filipino food that I want my friends to try out. We're gonna go find a nice. First of all, we're gonna find a nice barbecue stand that's standing in the corner of the street or in the street. We're gonna park our ass over there for like an hour and I'll try all these barbecue stuff, and then for an actual meal, go to a carinderia first. You know what I mean? Before try any other restaurants or whatever. Because in the carinderia, obviously there's always the good carinderias and there's also the bad ones. But in the carinderia, it's just a plethora of all these options and whatnot. You can't go wrong. You know. I'm just obviously gonna tell my foreigner friend, just don't drink their water. Bring a bottle of
Do
water.
you have a
That's
jar
it.
of kimchi in your fridge?
yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to like for ex- so at one point or the other, actually, sisig
Mm.
was starting to catch on here. Okay.
Oh,
It was a little bit. And to be honest with you, I think it was Anthony Bourdain that really showcased it.
wait, catch on in terms of it's being served in Filipino restaurants? Excuse me,
Yes,
being
it was
served in
being
Filipino restaurants or other
yes.
restaurants that are not Filipino restaurants?
No. I
What?
mean,
What?
people are serving it more and more in Filipino restaurants. And when you talk about it, oh, yeah, I love the sisig, the crunchy thing and whatnot.
Mm.
It got to a point where it got really popular at some point or the other. I think there was maybe one or two places that I've been to that served Asian food that had sisig in the menu. Now, here's the problem with that. Sisig is really the crunchy part of the face or the ears and whatnot that's chopped up and fried, whatever. We all know how it is. But
Mm.
what's ending up happening here is when they have sisig, what they do
Mm.
is they take the leftover lechon kawali, chop it up, and then just refry it, and then it's horrible. You can tell the difference of old meat, or
Well, what's that?
pre-cooked meat.
They don't have tenga ng baboy there?
I guess they do, but they just it's easier. It's already there. Leftover lechon kawali from yesterday's menu that didn't get sold. They're gonna turn it into
Right.
sisig the next day, and I
Right.
hate that. I
So
hate that.
they turn it into like bibimbap or something, which is what bibimbap
Right,
is, right? Like
right.
leftovers, and then here, let's call
I
it
can't.
bibimbap.
Right, I can't stand it. You've had 1 day old lechon kawali. There's a certain flavor to it and a certain taste and crunch after overnight or whatever. And you can taste that, and they try to mask it by recooking it and turning it into sisig, and it's the worst. I'm sorry, it's the worst. You know, if
Yeah, I see what you
yeah,
mean.
and there's one restaurant here, a Filipino restaurant that's kind of notorious for doing that. That I know, and it's horrible. That's why when I go there, I never order sisig from them because they just chop up some leftover lechon or whatever and do it. Ugh, that's the worst.
So if anybody wants to try Filipino food
Hmm.
and your recommendation is not Jollibee, where would you recommend them to go?
Okay.
Go knock at your Filipino friend's house, neighbor? Is there a restaurant that you can recommend or place that
So
you can say that's
there's two restaurants here within the tri-state area. Okay, that I would recommend 10 out of 10 times. Okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm starting to crave Filipino food, so I might take the family there for lunch today.
before you
Um,
say are they high end restaurants? Like where are they
No.
in terms of Jollibee is
Oh,
concerned?
well, no. Well, I mean, Jollibee is considered like fast food,
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking
So,
about like a carinderia style food,
oh, oh.
you know.
So I'm
So,
talking price wise.
oh,
Carinderia is down here. Jollibee is a little bit up here.
no, it's about the same, to be honest with you.
Same as Carinderia or same as Jollibee
Well, the
prices?
carinderia here are still pretty expensive, though, no matter what.
That's the funny thing about that, right?
Right,
That's the
right.
funny thing about Carinderia there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like carinderia prices. We're talking about like, um,
You're
uh,
you're you're saying Carinderia in the mall.
correct. Well, it's not in a mall; it's in a strip mall, but it has its own, type of shop. So there's two places here: one in Maryland, one in Virginia. The one in Maryland has gotten to be pretty popular, where actually Filipino celebrities had visited it at one point or the
Mm,
yeah. It's called Matthew's Grill in Maryland. Okay.
okay.
They're pretty popular. Um, it's about an hour and a half away
Is there a
from my
Jollibee
place.
nearby?
Over there, there's a Jollibee nearby over there. This place
Interesting.
is called Matthew's Grill. It's in Gaithersburg, Maryland. They have an Instagram page, a Facebook page. They have they're everything there in their socials, and it's good. They're really good. This is their Instagram page right here. They actually have a number of days where they have the what do you call this? Where the Budo fight?
Mm, wow.
Right, they do that. It's quite expensive, to be honest with you. The only caveat that I have on their selection of their Budo fight, I don't like the selection of food that's being served. It's too basic for me, but it's still
Mm,
good. The food is good. Their
too
kare
basic.
is to die for. To die for. This is in Gaithersburg, Maryland. It's about an hour and a half from my house.
Mm.
This is Matthew's Grill. I believe he's the head chef. He's actually always there. If you can see that picture,
Is he Filipino?
he's Filipino. Yeah, he's
Oh,
Filipino. He's definitely Filipino. They have really good lechon, the belly that they cook there. Oh, we order it there all the time. Oh my god, crispy, crispy, crispy. I'm not even kidding. Their their um their sisig there is actually really good as well. The one thing that I'm not a big fan of is their barbecue sticks. It's okay. You know what I mean? But it's
so what
good.
would
I
you
love their
what would
food.
you what would you recommend?
What do you mean to eat over there?
Mm.
Oh, definitely the kare kare. Definitely the sisig. Their lumpia is good, and their I forget what this is called. Um, uh, crispy pata, I guess.
Yeah.
That this one right here, it's good. But I'm not a big fan of their barbecue there. I'm not a big fan of their pancit canton. It's not. It's okay to me. It's too basic, to be honest with you. And their chop suey over there is it's okay. I do it better. I'm just saying. But it's a good restaurant. We always order there. Now, besides Matthew's Grill, the number one restaurant that I recommend here, the Filipino restaurant, is actually this restaurant that's about, I don't know, an hour away from my house. It's called Kababayan.
Nice.
It's a Filipino restaurant as well. It's Kababayan Kitchen. It's actually, every time we go to IKEA, we got to go to Kababayan. Uh, it's good Filipino food. Now that place is actually called. It actually has the same setup as like an actual carinderia type of thing. You know, I'm trying to share their page as well.
Let's
Um,
see.
yeah, so it's this one right here. Kababayan. Let me see what they have. Oh, you know what? Let me try a different page actually. Um, Filipino restaurant
For those of
images.
you that don't know what it means, kababayan means like countrymen.
Correct. Correct. This one is actually set up, like I said, in like an actual restaurant, but it's like a carinderia style. You
That
know?
looks good.
Oh yeah, it's their food here is amazing.
What makes you
Um,
say karinderya style? What makes it karinderya style? Like turo
so
turo like that?
Turo Turo, yeah. Well, Matthew's Grill in a way is always also like that, but when you go into Matthew's Grill, it's just on the side right there. You know, they have like a buffet style thing. But this one in Kababayan, it's Turo Turo. You know, they have that glass on top, and then you oh, I want that one, that one, that one.
Yeah, and then there's langaw inside, and you're trying to get the
Well,
langaw
no,
out.
they don't have that. To be honest with you, with Kababayan, I think they cook their food a lot better than Matthew's Grill. I have not tried anything at Kababayan that I can question. I mean, their lechon belly is phenomenal, as you can see right there. They have their own, you know, the fresh lumpia wraps. They
Mm.
don't have that on Matthew's Grill, I don't think. The halo halo is just based. Oh, their lumpia is so good. It's also they have their sisig version. Oh, anyway.
Yun naman pala eh. So meron namang, there's like places that you can recommend. Like you're complaining about
Absolutely.
it. Like when you say like, oh, is Jollibee the thing that we're going to represent the Philippines with? Making it sound like there's no like Filipino world class or
But it's
some kind of
not.
food.
This is what I'm saying though. It's not as okay. These carinderia style shops here has been around for a long time. Okay, now
Mm.
when I go in there, you will on occasion here and there see a couple of white guys who are typically married to Filipinos, to
Okay.
Filipino old ladies. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Now they're not as popular automatically as like Jollibee because Jollibee is like a McDonald's. It's like or a Popeyes where it's a fast food chain. You know?
Cheaper.
No, I kid you not.
Really?
It's about the same price, to be honest. I mean, at least the flip side of that is at least here, the prices for Carinderias and Jollibee, when you go to both places, they're about an
Got it.
equal in price. Yeah.
So what you're complaining about is there's this good Filipino food, the kare-kare,
Right.
karinderya style,
Hmm.
but people are flocking to Jollibee, and it's
Yes.
not like well represented, and
Right.
it's representing the Philippines, but that's not really our taste. That's just our fast food version.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what's happening. And I don't like it. I don't
Is it
think it's a
keeping?
good.
Is it what's keeping you up at night? Past couple of nights not being able to sleep properly.
Although I am craving some good Filipino food. Honestly, no, I haven't been cooking Filipino. This house hasn't been cooking Filipino food as much, just because it's so much work to cook it.
Yun.
You know, that's it. So now I was gonna barbecue some chicken. I thawed some chicken since yesterday. I was thinking about barbecuing it, but no. I think I'm gonna make some freaking adobo today. I'm gonna adobo some chicken, and then I'm gonna go to the Asian store and buy some sitaw. So I'm gonna cook some sitaw adobo.
You know what it is? I think I know what it is.
What's that?
It's like complaining about people liking Jollibee more than the staple Filipino food, carinderia style food versus
Mm.
Jollibee. It's kind of like complaining about teenagers liking Taylor Swift videos,
No,
songs.
no, no. There's no comparison to that. I mean, I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one actually, because I got daughters that are big Taylor Swift fans. So
Oh, ah, yeah,
and to be
okay.
honest with you, have you listened to Taylor Swift songs?
Yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah.
pretty good.
You guys went to a concert last year, right? Was it last year or early this year?
No, we didn't go to a Taylor Swift concert. No,
Ever? Not at all.
No, because they're too
What?
expensive. No,
What
they
was
went
that?
to the movie theater. They watched the movie. So basically, Taylor Swift had her Eras tour, right?
Oh,
They made a movie out of that. Basically, they
jeez.
filmed the concert and they showed it on the movie theaters
Got it.
because
Got it.
not
Was there
everybody can afford going to the concert.
my gulay? And that's how big she is. That she'd do
Oh,
a concert and make a movie out of the concert.
I would
More
like
money.
I would like to I dare say yes, she has gotten even as big as the Beatles, if not bigger. I'm not
Okay,
kidding.
so let's try to wrap up this Jollibee thing. But before
Right.
that, was there any other concert that you and your kids went to this year or early this year? I remember we were talking about it in one of the episodes.
I can't remember. No.
Not Taylor Swift.
Oh no, I mean no, not Taylor. Definitely not Taylor Swift. I mean, my wife and I
That's
went to
weird.
Parokya and Edgar
Okay, no, 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 but
earlier
something
this
that
year.
you and your kids went to.
No, 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 no. We
That's
didn't go to a
weird.
concert this year or
Maybe I
last
got
year.
it all mixed up. So maybe the Taylor Swift movie, and then you went to the Parokya ni Edgar
Yeah, yeah.
concert with your wife.
But yeah. So, um, national dish, the Philippines, just to go back in full circles. Is it something that it's starting to come out as okay? Jollibee being the poster name or poster food dish for Philippine food. I don't like it. You know,
It's
um,
concerning.
it's very concerning because there are a million different dishes that's a lot better than Jollibee. I mean, when I think Jollibee, there's two foods that comes into mind for me, and one of them I just don't like, which is the chicken and the spaghetti. That's it.
Right.
When I hear Jollibee, my brain automatically thinks those things, those two.
Not even close. Again, I'd like
Yeah,
to reiterate the fact that here in the local Jollibees, there's no Jollibee adobo. There's no Jollibee kare kare or Jollibee lechon.
it's a
It- it- but
inconsistency though.
you guys have Jollibee adobo
Adobo
rice.
rice, not adobo the actual dish. Adobo rice. You
So
know, so
jealous.
somebody at home or in that store or in that branch is making maybe a 2 pound adobo, but with a crap load of soup. So when you make the adobo rice, it ends up tasting like garlic. That's it. It tastes like garlic fried rice. But
So what's the how do you
I
explain
hope
that? Then?
I don't know. I think it's just popularity. That's it. And I do wish that Filipino food becomes more embraced. I think it's only in my side of the world that I'm questioning it. Because in California, I'm sure Filipino food stands out like no other. I mean, when it comes to Filipino food, I'm always thinking, okay, caldereta, adobo, or that restaurant called Kamayan. You remember Kamayan? Or
Yeah.
Barrio Fiesta? Or
Is
even
there
that
in California?
Max. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've eaten it in Max in California. But here's another thing
Or
to consider.
Goldilocks.
Right. Right.
Remember Goldilocks?
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have that anymore. So
Oh.
maybe it's because it's only in my side of the world that I'm experiencing this. Because I'm sure in California, even Hawaii, um, Filipino food is represented very
Mm.
openly. So yeah,
Here's another
maybe.
thing to consider though. When you think about, branding, like here in the
Uh-huh.
Philippines, I think a lot of times we kind of joke about, it's not like have you got toothpaste if you're gonna brush your teeth, nag-Colgate ka na ba?
Colgate, yeah.
Or if you're gonna get something photocopied, we don't even say photocopy. We say
Just like
magpapaserok. So
zero,
so
yeah.
it's I think it's the kind of thing. It's really just the strength of branding.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
price wise, I think it's another thing.
I think that's how it is in the Philippines though. You know.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. I mean, the branding is key, hence the popularity of Jollibee. Oh, that rhymed.
And
Um,
maybe there's also fear na, aside from the fact that you might not like the food, maybe there's also a fear na baka, you might get sick, hepatitis, or if the preparation of the food
Yeah.
is not good. And
Yeah.
Jollibee probably has a higher health standard than compared to the regular carinderia.
Correct. That makes sense. But it
It's
sucks. I
probably
don't like.
a
Yeah.
safer suggestion for foreigners.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, you're correct. You know, but yeah, I hope
Right?
that someday Filipino food becomes represented more and not just be a staple like Jollibee being, you know. But when I say Filipino food, if they're going to represent it, don't infuse it already with something else. Don't try to make it your own already. Make it the way it's supposed to be, and then sell it as is. Anyway,
In
now I'm
Jollibee?
getting no, like Filipino food.
Oh, you mean don't like mess around with making it fusion with
Yeah,
Japanese food or
yeah,
fusion
no,
American,
no.
fusion Filipino American food. Like that.
Right. Yeah, that's I can't stand that. No, it's good enough as it is. Or, like I said, there's so many Filipino dishes actually that. Oh, you need to turn that off. The
Oh,
boo.
I thought I did already.
What? Oh, um. So it's definitely good to have that Filipino representation, but I think what's being used to represent it, the Filipino dish, I think it's the wrong one. Yeah, so I don't think Jollibee is the key to that one.
Too
So,
bad.
Yeah.
It's what people remember. It's like
I guess
when
so.
first,
Yeah.
It's like when I first moved here, when people wanted to be like nice to me or to, instead of calling me kuya or ninong, or
Yeah.
like a lot of people call each other here like bossing, baka no, like this bossing. It's like, I mean bossing, I'm not your boss.
Chong chang ching.
Yeah, but it's just how people, it's like first top of mind. Again,
Right.
bra-
Right.
branding. I wanted to play on the music to sort of lead us out of this
Yeah.
conversation today.
Yeah.
But a couple of things that I wanted to mention, though. We don't have to spend so much time with it, but since we're talking about the videos on like Filipino food and that kind of thing, so Doobie Doobap. No, Doobie Doobap is the name of the show that we were looking at a while ago.
Mm.
She does go around. Around Cebu to, where is that? No, there. She does go around Cebu to check out like other dishes, street food, that kind of thing. We lost
Yeah, I saw that one too. I haven't watched that one completely yet as well, but
So
Yeah.
there's that. There's another one that I wanted to share. I don't know if I can share the screen, but there were a couple of other people that I wanted to mention that it's worth looking at maybe this week if you're following
oh,
Commander Daot. He's got a new motorcycle.
I haven't followed.
He also won some like Suzuki in like
Wow.
fuel consumption race or something like that. So you might want to follow him.
Hold on to that thought real quick. Drive the ship. Let me log back out real quick.
Yeah. I was also gonna mention who's this? Becoming Filipino, getting married in the Philippines, wedding planning in Cavite. So that's another
Cavite.
video that he came up with recently. Yeah. And then this Barbie, Island Barbie that you brought up, are you following her? Oh, you're gone. So she came up with a couple of videos also recently. Siargao Dragons competing in a dragon boat competition. What else did I wanted to share? Oh yeah, Dagan. The Millennial Legends came up with a vlog going around Metro Manila recently, going to Binondo, and then I was privileged to hang out with them for a day. I was just talking about Dagan's video
Yep.
coming out recently. So next week we could talk about that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this recent one, he brought out he published the video where they went around the Filipino American Heritage Cemetery in BGC. So where did that video end? I actually haven't seen it yet.
It's just him basically. So because of the video not being able to not being able to record it too much, it's just him narrating the video basically. You know, and the ending of it is just him narrating exactly. He's like sitting at somewhere near the beach and narrating the video. So
But
it
it
wasn't
just
like
ends at him as he's talking about just at the cemetery.
yeah.
That's just where
it's
it ends.
yeah. It's nothing like where him walking or they were walking around anywhere else. It's just like I said, he
Yeah.
was just sitting there.
Yeah. So we could talk about that next week or something.
Yeah,
That's about it
absolutely.
for me. I just mentioned. Oh, the one where you got kicked out. I wanted to ask you about Barbie, Island Barbie.
Yeah.
Is she someone that you're following also recently?
Yeah, she just basically, there's a couple of people that popped up in my feed basically, and this is just an American girl who basically chose to live the simple life in the Philippines. You know, I mean, she sold everything, moved to Siargao, ended up there, and she's been there since 2022. You know,
Oh wow.
but besides the income that she's making through her vlogs and whatnot, her main job is what? Guess what? Selling ice cream on the bridge,
Cute.
like street ice cream.
Okay, sorbitero.
Yeah, and she's gotten pretty popular off it. So it's yeah, this girl right here. Yeah. It's amazing. And she's enjoying her life, and I actually reached out to her. Hopefully she responds.
25,000 subscribers already. That's awesome.
Yeah. Just wanted to mention one point in time. I don't know if I mentioned to you that I don't know who Mike Shanahan is. He used to be the coach of the Redskins or the 49ers as well. I did meet him one time when I still had hair. This just popped up in my Facebook page, and I just wanted to share. You know, it's just one of those times. You know.
Wow.
Look at that hair, though, bro.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the one that caught my attention. I've seen this picture before, and that hair.
Yeah.
Too bad you couldn't see it though. I mean, not too much, but I remember that.
All right, guys. I think we are all done for today. Hey, thank you very much for joining us. Next episode is going to be on Wednesday. Next week, and like Noel said, we're going to be talking about Dagan's new episode, the BGC vlog, where he visited the U.S. veteran World War II cemetery in the Philippines. Anyway, anything else you want to add on?
That's next week. Oh, ikaw, may dadagdag ka pa bago tayo umalis? Ito, naglalaba, naka-headset, nakikinig ng podcast. Tapos, may sasabihin, sisigaw-sigaw lang, hindi na makunin yung mic. Ayan, no? Ano? Ayan.
Ano ba?
Okay,
Wala.
that's all the time that we have for now. We gotta go.
All right, guys. All right. Again, please join us in next Wednesday for the next episode. Visit us on youtube.com, Facebook, Twitch, whatever. Instagram, it's at The Flip Side with Jay Noel. Again, this is The Flip Side with Jay Noel. My name is Jay.
Name's Noel.
And we'll catch you guys later.
On the
Bye.
flip side.
Have a good weekend. Ang tanda ko na talaga, oh. Nagiging wrinkly na yung kamay ko. Catch us on the next episode, Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Philippines. This